And hello and welcome to episode 3 of Nerdy Observations, the show where I look at a topic in nerddom and give my thoughts and opinions. Today we're going to be talking about the DCU and can it compete with the MCU? So, short answer, no. Let me explain. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a juggernaut. Virtually unstoppable. I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 just proved that. And I'm going to give it another movie that proves that even more. Thor: The Dark World. Probably the worst, with the exception of maybe Age of Ultron, the worst movie in the MCU, still made a crap ton of money. Now, that's not to say that Batman v Superman didn't make a crap ton of money, or that Man of Steel didn't make a crap ton of money. They both did, but not to where Marvel was. So, again, the question of can they compete? Again, I say technically no, they can't. And I don't think they should try to compete. I don't think that DC needs to copy what Marvel did. I think they can take lessons from what Marvel did, but DC needs to make their own brand. So, the question is, what can they do to improve? What can DC do to make their movies better? Definitely lighten them up a little bit. I'm not saying go to the extent that Marvel has. I think the slightly darker feel to the movies isn't that bad, but I think you definitely need to have almost a contrast. For instance, in Batman v Superman, I would have made Metropolis lighter. To me, that's what Metropolis is. Metropolis is this vibrant city with lots of color, lots of excitement. You know, it's what Superman was if Superman was a city. That's what Metropolis is, which is appropriate that that's where Superman is from. Whereas Gotham should be that dark, brooding, very dull color that we got from the Batman v Superman. And also, for the love of all that is good, don't put the two cities right next to each other. Please. Just don't. Anyway. I would try to, as much as possible, find out who you want your niche customer to be, your demographic. Who are you targeting? What type of group of people do you want to go see your movie? So, for example, I feel Marvel targets, and sorry about that, Marvel targets the casual fan. The fan that you don't need to have read many comics to really understand what's going on in the storyline, especially at this point. They do add a little bit of Easter eggs here and there, a few things that, only hardcore comic fans would understand, but for the most part, you're not going to be lost when watching a movie in the MCU. You're going to understand who all these people are, where they fit in, and how they fit in. They're very good at explaining what's going on without explaining what's going on, if that makes any sense. Perhaps the DCU needs to do something a little bit different. Perhaps the DCU needs to target more of the hardcore fans. Make their characters more like their comic book equivalent. You know, really hold tight to that comic book canon. I love using that word, don't I? You've noticed that. Marvel just seems to forget totally about canon in many cases, whereas I think DC needs to very much hold tight and close to the canon of the characters. Second, I think that they can learn a lesson from Marvel in this is by combining their entire universe. With Marvel, their TV and movie universes are united. What happens in the TV shows, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil and all these other shows, can affect the movies, and the movies can affect the TV shows, and vice versa. Now, DC has already said that the TV universe and the movie universe are completely separate. That they have no bearing whatsoever on each other, and neither the two shall meet. And I think that's a tiny bit of a mistake. And the best way to fix that is something that The Flash has already done: the multiverse. Combine, have something in the Flash TV series that mentions something going off on this other world. Make it known that the world that the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, that DCU universe is happening is a separate universe from this other universe that the Flash TV series is happening in. But acknowledge that they both exist. I don't know how you do that. Personally, what I would like to see is the DCU to end with Crisis on Infinite Earths and bring in Grant Gustison's Flash, bring in the Legends of Tomorrow, bring in Arrow and Supergirl, and just have this massive battle. I don't know if you could do that, but that's just something I would do. So in closing, I think the best thing to do with the DCU is just make it a slightly bit lighter, make the characters more true to the comic books, and stay close to canon. But again, that's just my nerdy opinion. This has been Mark Tolley. Remember to like and subscribe down there, give a thumbs up, and to check out all the other shows right here on Realm of the Mist Entertainment.